Alrighty guys, if you saw our video earlier today where we released our new Modern Classic giveaway bike, the Scout, I know a lot of you had some questions about what's going on with this motorcycle and why we still have it. Spite, why do we still have this bike?
We still have this bike because we have to put down 500 miles in the saddle on this thing to break in the new 1275 kit. And then we have to get it dyno tuned so that we can actually see exactly how much power we're making out of this bike. We're doing the little auto-tune sessions now, which is a marginal improvement over the safe stock map that we got from Hammer, but it's still not the best, most perfect way to tune this motorcycle. So we still have to get it dyno tuned. Can't do that until the engine's broken in.
Exactly. And that's a pretty long and tedious process. But because some of you have asked, we are going to be showing you today a quick vlog of us riding around and just doing a quick auto-tune session on it. We have a lot more miles to plug away on it. And we actually have selected the winner for this motorcycle. His name is Paul Moscoso, and he lives in Fort Worth, Texas, which is not too far from us here in Austin. So we're probably going to pay him a house visit and deliver this bike in person to him, which is going to be pretty sweet.
That'll be the first time we've gone right up to a winner with their new bike. So.
Yep, lucky for us, he just happened to be close by. So the Harley is running. It's perfectly fine. Don't worry, guys, but it is still here because we have to put on so many miles on this bike, and we have a lot of other projects going on too, so fear not. Spite, what do you say you take this thing on a vlog and keep auto-tuning it?
Yeah, absolutely.
Last time I was in this parking lot with this motorcycle, it was but a wee Iron 883, and today it is a mighty 1275, although it's not that mighty right now, and for reasons I will explain. I figured I didn't put a GoPro on today when we were filming one of our other videos, so why not throw one on now and take you along for some of the break-in on this 1275 kit. We've done about 30 miles on the new engine so far, and I have done one round of auto-tuning. Now, what that is on the Power Vision here, which is kind of crudely zip-tied. If we go in here and hit accept and go to auto-tune, we can enable auto-tuning, and you see I already have a map in here, auto-tune results 001.0. And if I load that map and hit select, you can see I did it on the basic, OEM, narrow bands, so I'm basically just going to load that one again. For auto, two sensors are necessary. I have auto tune on there. Enable, whoops, load, nope. Auto tune. Enable auto tune. DynoJet auto tune results. Select. Basic OEM narrowbands. That's what I want. Sorry, I selected the wrong one. Select. Continue. There we go. Now you see it's basically setting itself up for auto-tune mode. And the way this works is it's compounding. So for every time I do an auto-tune on the same map, I'm essentially refining that map a little bit more. Now, is this a replacement for dyno tuning? No, it's not. It's, obviously we're going to dyno tune this motorcycle. But I am going to be able to get kind of close. So what I need to do here is now turn the bike off for 10 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right. Turn her back on. Wait for everything to turn on. Program vehicle, accept, auto-tune, and you'll see enable auto-tune is grayed out, and I can pull up the data log screen. And the data log screen basically is just, it shows you where you've learned and what you've tuned the bike for and all that good stuff. So we are just going to ride it home, and I'm going to talk about kind of my experience with the 1275 so far, because this is the first time I've ever done something like this. So let's see how it goes. Now, forewarning, the motorcycle does not run great in auto-tuning mode. It just doesn't. But it's not meant to. So it's entirely possible for stuff like that stall to happen. It's not bad for the bike, it's just the tune is not running correctly. Yeah, so the bike is gonna sputter a little bit while I'm doing this. That's okay. It'll be fine. It's not gonna stall, it's not gonna break the engine. It's just, this is how it learns over time. Now, what has this 1275 kit done to this motorcycle thus far? Right now, not a ton, to be honest. And that's down to the fact that, you know, we don't have the full tune yet. We're still breaking this motor in. Because you gotta remember, this is a brand new motor on this bike. It's completely different. New pistons, new jugs, new heads. It's gotta all work itself out. And that is, you know, kind of a shame, because obviously I'd like to take it to the dyno tomorrow and see what this thing's capable of. Now, while I say it hasn't done much to the bike, that's not entirely accurate. There's actually a pretty massive change to this motorcycle, not just in engine note, because we put a full system on here and an air cleaner and, you know, put essentially a tune on it. But actually, you can feel a lot of low-end grunt from this motor now. There's a lot of grunt right off the line. It's actually really kind of impressive. And you really do feel it when you're engine braking. You feel how big the pistons are. It's actually really kind of neat. Let's see, how big of a cloud do we have so far on our auto tune? Not bad, not bad. I'd like to see more values than that. These are, the way this is it's RPM down here and it's throttle over here. And these, that VE is, as it senses problems, it stops tuning. When it's running fine, those problems aren't there. It's because we're using the narrowband stock sensors. They're not exactly as accurate as the stuff that would come, you know, with a wideband sensor kit. But anyway, this motorcycle off the line has a ton more grunt. You really do feel just that instant snap of torque on this bike. And I'm not sure if that guy was looking at me because he's annoyed by how loud my bike is or what, but anyway, and after a single auto-tuning session, again, the auto-tune does not make it perfect. It really doesn't. It's not even a band-aid. It's just a building block for when we get it to a dyno. And it's impressive what this kit has already done, again, even with this engine as gimped up as it is. What's nuts is that this bike used to vibrate so badly at highway speed. It used to be so annoying to ride because you were just shaking and rattling and everything was vibrating. And I couldn't do more than an hour on this bike without being like, okay, that's enough, time for me to get off, I want to be done now. And now I can actually ride this bike for a good long time and feel comfortable. It shakes like nobody's business at idle, but on the road it's pretty good. It's not smooth. It's certainly not smooth, but it's not bad. Before I would have called it, you know, something like atrocious, seems fair. But then again, the 883 was never meant to be a highway cruiser. The main thing you notice about this kit, and it's actually not necessarily the engine, it's the clutch feel. You have to put a bigger clutch into this bike because, you know, the stock clutch has this grenade plate that has rivets and stuff in it, and the high torque and high horsepower will just rip it apart. And the new clutch has a stiffer pull, so it's kind of a beefy clutch feel now. It feels almost a little too beefy, in my opinion. hey, I mean, this is basically an agricultural appliance now. And I'm going to pull over and take the ND filter off because you guys are going to be a little too dark. Let me do that before we continue this vlog. Alright, hopefully you guys can see that a little bit better now that I don't have a super fancy Texas summer high-powered ND filter on here. Wow! I just got started in 3rd gear. God damn, this thing's got torque. Now, there is a big sense of pride for me on riding this bike down the road because, you know, I screwed it together. You know, Yammie and I put this thing together. I was the whole time I was working on it, you know, I was sitting there thinking, well, what if it breaks? What if I did something wrong? What if the engine doesn't work? What if? It was nerve-wracking, honestly. Number one, the bike's not mine, and number two, you know, this is going to be someone's motorcycle. It's actually, at this point, we've already drawn a winner for it. It blows my mind that we succeeded, that we put together this motorcycle and it's just running. It's crazy to me. It's honestly crazy. I'm riding around on a bike that last week was down to the connecting rods, and you know, yeah, it's not 100%. It's not gonna be 100% for a little while yet, but you know, it's making noise. I'm lowering the property value in this neighborhood on a motorcycle that I put together. How cool is that? And I think that's part of the reason why Sportsters are so neat. And definitely why the 1275 kit is something of a, you know, halo mod for the sporty boys. But I think they go in there and they say, whoa, look at how hard, look at how much work I gotta do. I gotta do this, I gotta do that, I gotta, you know, pull connecting rod, you know, I gotta pull the pistons off my old motorcycle, I gotta get it dyno tuned. I gotta do all these little clearance checks. I feel like they watch the Hammer Performance install videos and they get nervous. And I don't blame somebody for looking at that and, you know, being like, oh, that's not for me. I'd rather just buy a bigger bike or a better bike. And that's kind of what makes this the, you know, the Halo mod, right? It's the mod that everybody says they're gonna do, and then they kind of get a little nervous by it. They get scared. And it's such a daunting thing to do, to rip into your motorcycle in the way that we did, and to have it come out in one piece. I'm still a little surprised that everything's just like we just turned it on, you know? And I wish that it was ready to rock and roll, because I want to spend more time with it. I have a feeling that once we get it dyno tuned, we might shoot one video. Maybe we'll ride it up to Fort Worth to give it to the guy. But, you know, this bike is going to be gone, and it's such a shame, man. It's such a shame. I'm going to be really sad when the Sportster's out of the shop, because been an experience like no other for me. And if you're a Sportster guy and you're sitting on the fence thinking about, oh man, should I do that Hammer 1275 kit? It seems like a lot of work. Boy oh boy, it really is, but man, it transforms your motorcycle. And I cannot wait to be able to render a verdict on it once it's done. But this is the ultimate mod for this bike. It really is. And I'm blown away, man. I'm riding on a bike that we built. How cool is that? How cool is that? Now, I do have to put down 500 miles. Let's see how many miles are on it. 3,036. I put 36 miles on the new engine. And there's a couple of things that I'm not sure of right now. First being fuel mileage. So I'm not sure what our fuel mileage is going to be. I know it's going to improve once we put the tune on there. Dyno tuning always improves your fueling and your fuel mileage. But I'm expecting this little peanut Sportster tank to really not go as far as it used to. Honestly, I think I'd be happy with 80 or 90 miles of range out of it, if that. It got like, I don't know, maybe 120, 130 to the tank before. But that's kind of a problem for another day. I think I'm going to get back to running this bike through the gears and just spending time with it, because my time is limited and I only got 500 miles left with it. Man, I'm going to cherish every single mile. Now, remember, this was... What are you doing, bud? Now, remember, this was a giveaway bike. It is already... Its winner has been selected, and it's off as soon as we get it dyno tuned. But we've got a brand new modern classic bike sitting in the shop right now that you could win if you click the link down in the description below. Go to yammynoob.co, get yourself signed up to win. You could be like Paul, getting a big shiny cruiser showing up at your door. You also get access to our Discord server, a bunch of other cool perks like exclusive access to videos and all that good stuff. But in the meantime, I will catch you guys in the next one.
Now, how you doing, partner? This video's over, but you click on this one right over here. You keep watching yourself some Yammie Noob. Maybe I bend my boost on this one. Maybe I'll give you some other funny memes or something like that. You might not know if you watch the video. So watch the video now, all right?